Hi, fashion dolls. It is Wednesday, March 2nd, and welcome to an all-new episode of Style by Stevie Daytime. Joining me today, ladies and gentlemen, we have filmmaker and CEO of dreamboyvision Productions, Maurice Paramore. Let's get right into this interview. Today's look, I wanted to go for something fiery, bold, and fearless. So let's go ahead and welcome our very special guest, Maurice Paramore, ladies and gentlemen. I'm super excited. Hi, JL Allison. Welcome. Hey, girl. How are you? Today I wanted to go for, I seen, was it a Clairol ad? I don't know if you guys know. Y'all should know Clairol. Everybody should know Clairol. And the woman, she had the big, beautiful, curly hair. This was like in the 80s. And it was when they were doing the hot rollers. So I wanted to go for big, voluminous hair today, full hair. Shout outs to Melanie Nalamai Bridges for making sure that we are right, beauty-wise. I'm super excited. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our very special guest, filmmaker and CEO of dreamboyvision Productions, Maurice Paramore.
Hello. How you doing?
I can't see
Can you
you.
see me? Hold on. Why am I thinking?
Thank you, Jay. Y'all followed that dance lady. Follow JL Allison. We had a powerful conversation and we did an interview. So make sure you guys please go and check that out.
Why can't I cancel my video? Oh, here we go.
There we
Here we
are.
are. Here we are.
Welcome, welcome.
Hello. How you
Welcome,
doing?
welcome to the dollhouse.
Yes. Thank you. How's everything?
You are so welcome. Before we get into this interview, how has 2022 been for you thus far? Like, how has this year been treating you?
It's been pretty good so far. Just trying to get these projects off the ground. Right now I got my feature film that's out on Tubi. So it's been a lot of great feedback. So I'm just excited to just getting that, putting that out there to a bigger audience. And while that's doing its numbers, I'm preparing for my next few projects. So and hopefully COVID will be lightening up a little bit more for the summer. So that's the big thing, man. I'm ready to get out and mingle and network and build.
I know. Yes, it definitely has. It feels, I spoke with someone today, and I said it feels like when you stay in the house, the walls are caving in on you. Like everybody's
Yeah,
waiting to get out. We've been in this thing like for a very, very long time
long.
since 2020,
Yeah,
2021, 2022. It seems like forever, but things are starting to normalize just a little bit. We're starting to get just a little bit of that normalcy,
yeah,
but we still have to take precautions. So definitely,
absolutely,
definitely.
absolutely. I'm excited though.
Me too. I'm super excited to have you here. All right. Hi, K-Tooks. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to my brother K-Tooks85, the K-Tooks Spot on YouTube, an amazing talk show and platform. And you might see a few famous faces over there. So definitely go and check it out. Welcome to the Dollhouse. I'm your beautiful hostess, Miss Stevie, the creator of Style by Stevie, if you're just joining in. Shout outs to my glam team as well, making sure that I'm right. Melody Nalamai Bridgers. Let's get right into this interview. So, you grew up in Burlington, New Jersey, am I correct?
Yes, grew up in Burlington, New Jersey. I've been pretty much in Burlington since about sixth grade. So I've always been in the Burlington County area. I was in Willingboro for a little bit. I was in Camden for a little bit. And once I kind of settled in Burlington from sixth grade on, I was there, for quite a long time, probably almost like 18 years. So, Burlington is home. Now I went off to school and stuff like that, but yeah, Burlington's been home for a long time, man.
Okay, okay. And you're a graduate of William Patterson University. Tell us, what was that experience like and what did you major in?
Yes, it was a great experience, man. It was great because like I didn't have any intentions of going to college when I first graduated outside of playing sports. I played basketball, throughout my life, all through high school. Um, and when it came down to college, like nobody had went to college at the time in my family. I didn't have any friends that went to college. Probably just one of my friends. I think he was going to college. My friend Kenil, shout out to Kenil. So it wasn't like a thing that everybody around my area, was the thing. That wasn't like the next step. And then I was just going to go to BCC, community college. And then my coach had pulled me to the side and was like, you know what? Don't go to BCC. You have to go into like a 4-year school. If not, most people just they don't end up graduating. Good chance that you're going to end up dropping out. So I was just like, all right, whatever. Applied to a couple of schools, didn't get in. And then I actually applied to Willie P and didn't get in, but then they called me back and they brought me in under a program called EOF, which was an amazing program. It was like a boot camp for academics. That's what I call it, like an academic boot camp. And I went there for 6 weeks during the summer. So basically the program, you would go to school, you would take classes, you would take all these programs before the actual fall semester, and at the time I had just graduated. So a lot of my friends that graduated probably like, a lot of people that I ended up going to school with, they graduated a month before me. So when I got out of school, a week later, they were sending me off to school. And I was like, oh no, like, hold on, where's my summer vacation at? So a week later, I'm in school, academic boot camp, waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, classes all day, programs. And at the time, I didn't really like it. I didn't understand it. But by the time it came down to going to the fall, going back to school in the fall, we knew everything. We knew how to, where everything was at on campus. We understood how the class structure was going to be. So it really gave us an advantage. And, looking back, it was like probably the greatest thing that happened to me. And went to school. It was amazing. I was doing music at the time. And I had ran it. My friend ended up having this job in the comm building where we rented out equipment and stuff like that. And he would basically be in charge of all the cameras and stuff like that. And I don't know how he got this job because he was into like sports medicine and all this other stuff, but he just had a campus job there. And I seen him, he got me a job there. When I got there, I seen all the equipment and stuff like that. And it just kind of like that bug hit me. I was just like, oh, you know what? I actually need a video for my music. So let me just rent these out, rent out the cameras. And next, I'm like shooting my own videos just because I needed visuals for, my music. This was back in 2001, 2002. So, I got into that job. And next, I'm renting the cameras out for the weekends. I'm shooting my videos. Next, I'm shooting my friends' videos. And pretty much the rest is history. I just kept doing more in that field. I was in the communications field, learning TV, radio, film, and all of that stuff. And I never stopped since. It just kind of kept progressing.
Okay, and you started directing your own hip hop videos, and then that slowly turned into like a business for you.
Yeah.
And then you started your company, dreamboyvision, in 2008.
Yes.
So tell us about that. What was it like transitioning on from doing music into now doing production? Because I know for both, they're kind of the same thing, but it's two different arenas. Music. Well, they're still in the same field of entertainment, but you're singing or rapping and doing one, and then in the other one, you're producing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So what was it like for you doing that transition from music as an artist to now producing projects for others and starting your company?
I like to think it was like a kind of like a natural progression for me. Before I was doing music or before I was a hip hop artist, I was a DJ. So entertainment always been in me. So I went from being a DJ to producing and making my own music, and then, like I said, when I went off to school, I needed visuals, and there wasn't a lot of people doing having independent artists with music videos outside of people doing the freestyle, camera, and everybody's freestyling for the camera type of thing. So, I'm literally I got the camera. I'm just asking anybody that was around me at the time, hold this camera up. I'm going to do this verse real quick. I think I still have that first video. I don't know where it's at. It's not on YouTube or anything, but I have it. And, it was literally, I didn't see it as a business or anything. It was just to have visuals for my music because I was really serious about music at that time. I was battling people on campus. I was doing shows, open mics. I was on the radio. I I was really serious about my music career, and that's the time I dropped my first project, which was a Talking New Jersey. It was a mixtape, and then and I came out with that I think it was going into my senior year, and I was really focused on music. But then I had a friend, shout out to my boy Grady. He was doing music too, and I was like my right hand man. So he needed music. I mean, he was doing music, I was doing music. I needed a video, he needed a video. So instead of me doing my own videos, I was like, oh, I got a camera, I'll do your video. So I did his video, and then I did somebody else's video, and then I was just like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, this is dope. Like, I was watching a lot of Hype Williams at the time, that was pretty much killing all the music videos at the time. And it became like another passion. It was like pretty dope. Like, okay, I can add visuals to, this music that we're doing. So I did that for a couple years, graduated college, and I didn't jump right into like my field. Like, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I had this degree, but I didn't do a lot of interning. I didn't really know how to like really get into the field, like how to get into the TV field, how to get into the radio field. So, I ended up just getting a regular job, ended up getting a regular warehouse job, came back to Burlington after 5 years up north, all my friends having a good time, and I'm back home. And, 6 months later, my student loans are kicking in, like, oh, got to pay for these student loans. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, I wasn't really thinking of the future so much, at that time. So came home, started working a regular job, and I ended up still having contact to people that was in the school, and I still had access to this equipment, because you got to think about it. This is 2006. So equipment was really expensive at that time,
Yeah.
So I didn't have the equipment, so I had a couple jobs where I was just shooting videos for a couple people. So I would like rent the equipment, and it was dirt cheap because, like I said, I had connections. But after that, a couple times, I was like, I need my own equipment. So I ended up having this job. I was working at this bakery spot, and then I ended up having two jobs. I worked two jobs. I was like 22, 23, ended up getting two jobs. Literally was working 76 hours a week. I remember this like it was yesterday. One job I was working from 7 to 3, and then I would go in at night from 4:15 to 12:45, and I would do that every day. Now, but the 2 days, the reason why I have 4 hours off of the 80 is because 2 of those days I would go in at 9. But I was doing it, and the whole purpose was I wanted the equipment. I wanted the equipment that my school had, that I was used to using. And these cameras was about $4,000. So the camera was $4,000. The audio was like another $1,500. The lights and all this other stuff. So I just remember saving up all this money, working these two jobs for about 6 months, and I saved up about $7,000 to $8,000. And I'm on B&H, this big equipment store on the site. I got all this equipment in my cart. And I'm like, holy crap, it's like $7,500. I got my card, I saved it up, and I'm like, I'm about to press enter. And I'm like, yo, am I really about to do this? And I pressed enter. I bought all the equipment that my school had. And probably like 6 months later, I bought all the equipment before I even started my company. And, I was like, you know what, I'm ready to do this. I love it. I love the make the music. I love the visual side. And to go back a little bit, what did I ended up doing? I bridged both of them. It's funny you're talking about how like I went from music to film, or music to video, all the same game. For my senior project, we pretty much can do whatever we want: commercial, film, video, whatever. I did what was called like a hip hopper. If you remember the film Carmen with like Beyonce.
Yes.
So I did something like that. Yeah, where I wrote all this music for this film, and I would incorporate like a music video style with live acting. So it would like two characters would be, sitting in the kitchen talking, acting, and then it would bust out and be like a music video. And it was like a way for me to bridge my music and this newfound love for my visuals. And I got an A on the project. It was super dope. And I was just like, this is what I want to do. It wasn't necessarily the music videos, which I love. I knew I wanted to tell stories because I was a storyteller for making music, you know. And did that, came out with the project. 6 months later, I started dreamboyvision 2008, and I've been going since. Yeah.
And look at you now. Let's go down the list of projects because you've done so many.
Yeah.
Regrets,
Yeah.
Freestyle Love, Bad Romance,
Yeah.
The Double in Red.
Yeah.
You've got Regrets again,
Mm-hmm.
Bad Romance,
Mm-hmm.
The Kill Club,
Mm-hmm.
Poison, and The Recession.
Yeah.
It's so many you've done.
Yeah.
It's so many. Out of all of your projects that you've completed and worked on, which one is near and holds a dear place to your heart? Hey, Marcos Lewis.
Pro it would have to be Freestyle Love, man, and mainly because it's my first project, and it was fresh out of I was fresh out of school. This was 2000. Well, no, I wasn't fresh out of school. Okay, so that was around 2010, which I did my first feature film, and mind you, this was a feature film. So I didn't really know too much about film, but I had this idea that I started writing, and go back into my senior project. When I did my project, it was called Love, Dreams, and Music. It was a short, kind of like a short film. It was like 30 minutes. So when I graduated school, I ended up trying to do that project, but as a feature film. And for whatever reason, I couldn't really get the project off the ground. I didn't really know actors at the time. I'm having these auditions. I remember my first auditions, two people came. Two people came. And I'm just like, it's not working. And I tried and I tried and I tried to get the project off the ground and it didn't work. And that was in 2008. That was the same year I started my company. So I was like, all right, this ain't really working. Let me take a step back. Took a step back. I was still working on the music. I ended up doing the album. I released the album. And then I was like, you know what? 2010 came and I had linked up back with a friend of mine, Thomas Randolph, which he was from Burlington, but he ended up like leaving town. He ended up going to Cali. He wanted to get into like the acting. And granted, I didn't know anybody in Burlington that wanted to do acting. You know, this wasn't a normal thing. So he had came back around and we linked back up and, you know, we get to talking and I was like, yo, we need to do a film together. So I started writing this idea, ended up becoming Freestyle Love, which again, it had musical elements in it because that was my thing. I love music. And, you know, I got a bunch of people from the neighborhood, like T Dot that's doing this thing out in California, Garno, like, I mean, just all the people from around the way. And we just got together and made this project. And it was just so fun because it was new. It was exciting. We didn't really know what we was doing. And it ended up being like amazing. We had this big premiere in Philadelphia, almost a sold out crowd. I mean, we suited and booted, mind you. I felt like I brought Hollywood to the East Coast, Hollywood to, you know, Philadelphia and my town. And I mean, it not only was it a great experience for me, it was such a great experience for everybody involved, you know, just the people that never been to a red carpet premiere. You know, we taking all these pictures and interviews, and it was just like, it was amazing. I mean, they literally shut down the theater because it was so many people there. Like, we had rented out one block and then it was supposed to be something else playing after ours. But we had it so popping. They were just like, listen, we're going to shut the theater down. You got it. Rock out. And it was amazing, man. We did that, had the after party. So to answer your question, Freestyle Love it's because it's my first thing. I guess it's kind of like Jay-Z with like Reasonable Doubt. You know, it's like, you know, it took your whole life to make that one film. You know, so yeah, that was like my baby. And I think next is Regrets, you know, my recent film, because
yes,
it was a lot to make this film. There was a lot of changes. The original actor that was in the short, you know, I ended up having to recast and all this other stuff. So it was a lot. It was a journey to make this film. So to have it out to the public and getting a response it is, it's pretty amazing.
Okay. My question for you is, who you've mentioned Hype Williams. Who else besides Hype Williams and other, you know, creators, directors, producers, if you could collaborate with any, who are your top three that comes to mind?
Whew, I love so many directors. I learned from a lot. From the music video, you have, the director X, obviously Hype Williams, um, cats like that. That's been, actually it's funny because Little X, I think he pretty much came up under Hype Williams, so you'll see a lot of his style and stuff like that, and that real visual, vibrant colors and all that stuff that Hype
Yes.
brought to the game,
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about how, when he was coming up, he was watching hip hop videos and they were so like grimy and gritty and dark and
Yes.
desaturated, and he was just like, these don't look good. And he was learning while he was I think in school, but he was just learning the craft. He was like, yo, I want to make pretty much hip hop look like rock stars, you know what I mean? And bring that color in and make it fun and all that stuff. So I learned a lot from him. Um, as far as directors, obviously I love Spike Lee, coming up watching his films like Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X. I mean, like, he brought a new fresh voice to the game that, at the time, we didn't really see. So that was amazing. Um, I followed some of the old timers like Brian De Palma, who did, Scarface and Carlito's Way, which are some of my favorite films. Um, the new heavy hitter, the guy that did Black Panther, I always forget his name, Ryan Coogler,
Ryan
you
Coogler.
know what I mean?
Yes.
And yeah, he's younger than me and doing his thing, you know what I mean? So and to see his story and in effect, he's really trying to tell, stories for us, by us. I think that's amazing. So, yeah, it's a lot of people, man, that I take a little bit from a lot of people, I take a little bit from a lot of people, and studying a craft is very important, so you gotta kind of, to know where you're going, you gotta kind of see what other people have done and the groundwork that they laid for us, like I said, like Spike Lee's and the Tyler Perry's, and that's doing big business. So it's not just about having good product. We're in an era where people are doing big business, like Tyler Perry, like Kevin Hart. Like, that's what I love to see, taking control of our art and getting paid for it, so yes.
Absolutely. Um, and you've mentioned creators, black creators creating stories for us, by us, and I allude to that 100% because that's something that I speak about a lot on my platform is black directors, black filmmakers, black actors and actresses, just everything black out here, like Issa Rae, for example.
Yeah.
Um, and Jordan Peele.
Oh
Jordan Peele
yeah,
has his own little way of doing it,
absolutely.
but they tell stories for black people
Hmm.
for us. And when we see it on television, because we just had the NAACP Image Awards and so many other awards showing us, and I'm just like, wow, it's so many black directors, actresses, so it's actors, it's so much.
Yeah.
So we need more representation, especially in Hollywood, with the issues of lack of diversity,
Yeah.
with these television casting programs not wanting to give access to black actors and black actresses. And Monique kind of spoke about it. And I know for me as a black woman, as a female, I know that I am never going to be able to touch the garments of a white woman,
Hmm.
as of a white actress or a white
Hmm.
talk show host. So it's very few, it's very little.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that 100%, and I allude to it because I speak about it a lot. Representation is key.
It's,
So my next question for
hmm
you is, what advice would you give that's a part of the generation, because you've been doing this a long time? What advice would you give to the next generation of film directors, of artists who are looking to get into the field to do what you're doing?
You have to go out there and get your feet wet, get your hands dirty, and you can't wait
Yes.
on anybody to, make your dream a reality. I think one of my greatest assets as a filmmaker is that I'm a jump starter. I have an idea and I pick up and I go shoot it. I don't wait for somebody to give me money. I don't wait for somebody to give me the okay that, hey, okay, you can make your film now. Like, I'm not waiting for the okay. Um, you have to just go out there and get dirty. And I think a lot of people have been connecting with me over the years because of that. I mean, I've literally had people say, you know what, I've seen you doing this for so long, and you keep cranking out projects. You're putting out there. You're trying to inspire the next generations, and it's important. Like, you have to, you know, tell your stories, and can't nobody tell, like I said, it's for us by us. Can't nobody tell our
Better than
stories
us.
the way
Yes.
we need to be told. And you can't fake it. You can't like you can't fake it. And you like, and I always say you can't insult the intelligence of the audience. Like they know when it's real, they know when it's authentic, and that's the thing that I try to do. I try to make my stories as real and as raw as possible. And you don't need someone to okay that. We got to take it. We got to take the reins back and really get out there and make it happen ourselves. So I would just encourage people that got a story to tell, get out there, get with some people that want to tell stories. If you don't have the money, get with somebody that has the equipment, get somebody that has the drive, and let's go out there and make it happen. I think that's what it's about. And then people will come, they'll come around. I don't know if you know the story, and you were speaking about the Emmys and stuff like that.
Yes.
I don't know if you the story about, but Bel Air, right? I think this is such an amazing story. So the new TV show Bel Air, which is kind of like a reimagine of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Spin off of the Fresh Prince.
Yes.
Yes.
So an independent guy, I believe might be from like Milwaukee and stuff like that, but a guy named Morgan Cooper. He just had this idea of having this reimagining of the Fresh Prince, but from like a dramatic standpoint. Got his own people together, got his own money together, shot a trailer like 2 years ago, put it out on YouTube, and it blew up. And it somehow got into Will Smith's hands. He loved it. One thing led to another, and they made the series. And the original guy that did the short, just like a fan, it was like a fan trailer type of thing. He got to produce the first season and got to direct the first season, and all because he was a jump starter, all because he decided, I like this idea. I'm going to go out there. I'm not going to ask for permission. I'm going to make this thing. I'm going to make this trailer, and it blew up. And now we're seeing the actual Bel Air project that started with just an idea that he thought of years ago. And that just shows you that if you're just willing to take a chance and bet on yourself, amazing things can happen.
It just goes to show you. Okay, we got a question from Liz. Do you feel a new generation can interpret the stories of an elder one? And shout outs to Marcos. With collaborations, other people help bring fresh new ideas to your work. Absolutely. Marcos Lewis is an actor, so I smell a collaboration.
Oh yeah, I'm all for that.
Coming on, Maurice.
Absolutely.
So y'all know where I'm going with this. Y'all know I like to try to connect people together 100%. And I did an interview with Marcos, and we had so much fun. She popped up as well too and dropped some nuggets along the way. So y'all make sure y'all follow them. Socialize and frat amongst yourself in the dollhouse.
Yes.
To answer that question, are you gonna answer that? Liz asked that.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I didn't hear the whole question.
She says, do you feel a new generation can interpret the stories of an older one?
Yes, I think so. It's just going to be a fresh take. It's just going to be from a different perspective. It's going to be from a perspective of new, fresh ideas. It's not going to have the same sauce, the same thing that it had in the past. And I think sometimes we get caught up in wanting a lot of things to be as real or raw or whatever we take from the past. We kind of want those things to remain the same, and it's just
that
not
nostalgia.
Like it. But it's a new thing. It's a new day. It's just going to have things are just going to have new flavor and we have to accept that. The thing is trying to make today is real and as raw as possible. I just feel like this. If you're a storyteller today, if it's real and it's honest from your perspective today, go for it. But I also think that as new creators, we need to be telling new stories, and we need to have new voices and not just always running back to the thing that was popular or a cash grab type of thing. Like, there's so many stories out there that we didn't even touch on. So I would encourage that, but it's just a new day, new voices.
Who was that? That was Kim Fields from you guys know her as Tootie from The Facts of Life. She said something because she's also a producer and director as well too. She said people be asking about a reboot. We talk about reboots and reviving things, during this pandemic. People want that nostalgia, and I give you a little bit of that nostalgia with some of the guests that I bring on the show, whether it's a musical guest or a producer or singer or songwriter. We bring back memories of the past. You have to be careful with tampering with classics, like when we talk about Black sitcoms. I think of Martin. I think of Living Single. I think of Moesha. I think of all of that. But when we talk about reboots, it's these are classics that I just named. Because you're tampering. Kim Fields, these were her exact words. She said, "This is lightning in a bottle." She, the Yvette Lee Bowser, who is the creator and director for Living Single, captured lightning in a bottle. And if you're going to do a reboot, you make sure you do it the right way. But with shows like Martin and Moesha, some of the cast members are no longer here. They passed on. So if you're going to do, and even with Fresh Prince, you've mentioned Bel-Air, it's a little bit different because Uncle Phil is no longer here. But they took it and they spent it in their own way. So if you're going to do something, do it in the way of that. Make it a little bit different. Create your own stories and do it right. Exactly, Jay. So when it comes to stuff like reboots, because I'm pretty sure everybody's like, well, what about reboots? If you're going to tamper with something like this, you make sure that you're doing it the right way, all the way, because it's even with y'all know I'm a fashion girl, and I love me some Carrie Bradshaw. I love Sex in the City, Sarah Jessica Parker. But even with that show, we seen how fast and just like that it came and then it ended. So we don't know if there's going to be a season 2 or anything. It just picked up with 3 girls, because it was all 4 of them. But one of the cast members is not there, Kim Cattrall. So it's going to be a little bit different. And then you add in new faces. So it kind of throws the story off. And the audience is just like, okay, well, where does she come from? Where's this new face? Where's this new person come from? How does this add to the storyline? So yes, exactly. Honor the original 100%. So when it comes to stuff like that, you're tampering with lightning in a bottle. So be careful. That's what Kim feels.
No, that's 100% true. And we have a responsibility to the audience, to the body of work, that was created, like a legacy. These things, like you said, like Martin. I still watch Martin. I still watch Fresh Prince. I still watch Living Single. These things was an amazing work that we grew up on. So we have a responsibility to, respect that work and respect the characters and respect the audience. And sometimes it's just not worth touching. I'm all for just creating new work. Like I said, I was pleasantly surprised by Bel-Air, but I wouldn't encourage too much of trying to reboot things and bring things back because, well, we're just trying to chase that, like you said, the nostalgia, that old thing, and it's like, you never get that magic back. You can't. It's just, it had its time. And it's like you said, it's like light in a bottle. It's like a time capsule. To me, it's like when I see those things, it reminds me of the old times. It reminds me of those years. I want those years and those things to be together and let it have its moment. Let's create something new so we can have more moments. A different time, a different era. So yeah, it's tricky. When you start rebooting and all this stuff. Because even like Coming to America too, man, I wasn't really crazy about it. And I was just like, no, that thing was amazing. That first one was amazing. There's no reason to touch it, So
yeah, and then you add all of these big names, and there's no tea, no shade, no lemonade, but everyone likes the original, the classic. It's going to be completely different than the original. You're adding all of these new faces. It's going to throw the story off, and the audience is going to be like, well, wait, huh? So keep it with the original. Go back if you haven't, watch it. Celebrate the art and journey, which was crave-handed experience. It's designed for us to build a plan. Jay must have laughed at my face. Yeah, when he mentioned Coming to America too, I was just like, no. The fashions are beautiful, but you add all of these big names, to the plot, to the storyline. We should be picking up where it left off. Like if it's going to be 2, it should be picking up like, okay, when the king and the queen got married, things like that.
Absolutely. Because if not, then if you're going to do that, then just make a whole another film. You know what I mean? I don't want,
Right.
yeah, once you start adding all these different characters or certain characters is not in it, because I big pet peeve when I'm watching a part two and no original cast is in there or one. And it's just like, hold on, this is a totally different movie. Just call it something else. So yeah, and you just can't get that feel. Coming to America was
That
made in
nostalgia.
'89 or '90 and '91, like, and we're talking 2020. You can't recreate that magic. You just can't.
All right, fashion dolls, you guys know what time it is. It is time to get into some games. The first one is called the Rapid Five. And in the Rapid Five, Maurice has to tell me 5 things that he can't live without. The next one is called Turn the Tables. And this is where my guests get to ask me questions. For my new viewers, new followers in the dollhouse, you get to know more about me. You get to ask me questions as many as you want, uncensored and unfiltered. I don't know what Maurice is going to ask me. So we're going to start off with the rapid five. What are 5 things that you can't live without?
My family. Love spending time with my family. Movies. I love going to the theater. Cannot live without movies. Music. Cannot live without music. It's not a day that goes by that I'm not listening to some music, depending on my mood. You know what I mean? I love all types of different music. Can't live without that. Um, every now and then, I need a fix on my gummy bears. So I love gummy bears. Um, what's that for? And just being able to go out and dance, man. I love to be able to just dance to some good music. And just
Okay.
let out, yeah, and be free, yeah, amongst some
All
other
right,
things.
fashion dolls. That's that. That is his rapid five, his top 5 things that he can't live without. It is time to turn those tables. And my guests get to ask as many questions that they want as they want to. And this gives the new audience members, as well as some of the previous, they already know things about me, somewhat an insight and to get to know who the hostess is, as well as my other co-hosts as well too. So, all right, Maurice, take it away.
How long have you been how long have you had this show and been into getting
I started Style by Stevie in 2016, right after I graduated high school. And for those of you who don't know, if you're just joining, I went to beauty school as well too. And I got my license. Uh, and after that, my mom and our parents always ask us this: what are you going to do after high school? What is going to be your plan? Are you going to college? Are you going to do this? So I decided to use my cosmetology license and do hair. And from there on, I would think about giving people beauty tips and things. And then it just took a liking to its own. Every day at 11 o'clock, I would always get up and do the show live on Facebook and give people beauty tips, DIY hacks, because I'm thinking, oh, well, let's do this. Let's make this a thing.
uh-huh.
And from there on, I have friends who are also in the industry that are actors, actresses, musicians. And I called a few of them up and I said, let's go ahead and do some interviews.
Mm,
And we've came a long way. We progressed a long way
yeah,
to where we're at now in 2022.
that's awesome.
And 300 to doggone near 400 shows in. We've been doing this a
Wow,
long
congrats.
time. So many interviews.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
And I can't even keep track of them all. Somebody will be like, well, you had this person on. And I'll be
Yeah,
like, I don't remember.
like, yeah,
I
right.
honestly don't.
It's so
Yeah,
long, yeah, so
it's
much.
no shade. I don't remember.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. What do
Yes. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, I was gonna say, what do you want to see more of in, I say, the film and or the music industry? Like, what's missing, or would you like to see more?
What would I like to see in the film and entertainment
Yeah,
industry?
just in general. What do you want to see from, like, black creators? What do you want to see more of?
I would love to see entertain in the entertainment industry. I'm gonna be completely honest. I would love to see more Black women at the centerfold.
Mm,
I would love to see women of color, Black women. I mean, we've got Issa, we've got Ava. If you're familiar with those names, we've got
absolutely.
Regina, Gina Prince Blythewood, Yvette Lee Bowser, as I've mentioned. Um, I would love to see more women of color, Black women at the forefront.
Mhm.
Sherry Shepherd just got her talk show. So Wendy had her thing, and it's long, long going on. Now she's
Mhm.
going into a podcast. But you've got the real, but out Style by Stevie, I would love to be up there with those lists of women of color, of those Black women as well. Because I do know that Black women in Hollywood, when it comes to talk shows, it's just like, oh, you've had few. Okay, your run is done and it's
Yeah,
long gone. Bye
yeah.
bye. So, I mean, Monique had her show. You had Tempest Bledsoe from The Cosby Show. You had Rolanda Watts. And that was and that was it.
Mhm.
But all the other talk show hosts are men. And I have male co-hosts here on Style by Stevie because I would get a high volume of inboxes from men saying, well, oh, why you got to go in on the Black, why you going on the brother man like
Mhm.
that? And
Right.
I said, okay, let's shake this up a little bit. And just last year, I added male co-hosts onto the show so that men could feel included. Because in order to have a conversation, you have to hear the woman's perspective. In order to have a conversation, you have to hear the man's perspective. And
Absolutely.
as a collective, as a whole in the Black community, that's what it takes on both sides.
Absolutely.
So when me and my co-host Marco or my co-host Johnny are establishing or exchanging dialogue on this platform, what people see in real time is what you get off the cameras behind the scenes as well too. We talk about these things,
Mm.
and we do it in a way that is respectful. We respect each other's boundaries, and that's the thing within the Black community. We're so quick to talk over each other.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
not giving each other a chance to voice our opinions.
Mhm.
So I originally was going to go with women, all women co-hosts on
Okay.
this platform, but I said, let's shake it up because I do not want to lose my male audience.
Yeah.
Men will literally watch Style by Stevie, and the girlfriends and the wives will be right there like, girl, go on, girl, in the
Mhm.
comments, go on, girl. You saying
Uh-huh.
everything that I'm saying. Like, that's the type of energy that I would get in the audience from women
Yeah.
watching it with their boyfriends and husbands and whoever.
Right.
And I'm just like, yes, ladies, I'm speaking for us. So I added my male co-host just last year so
Okay.
that men would feel like, yeah, she's not bashing men. And that's what I don't want people to think at all. Even when I do my panels, because just not too long ago, I did a panel and it was 5 Black women. The majority of them were actresses. I did one movie role, so I'm no Viola Davis. I did one movie role, and that was for the assistant too. So no, I'm not Viola, and I will not be taking my Oscar anytime soon. That
Listen,
was just a one-time thing.
there you
I
go.
played a professor, a college professor, in The Assistant too, which is a horror film.
Oh,
Shout
awesome.
outs to Alex Johnson for that
Oh, that's dope.
amazing opportunity. I posted a clip here on my page. You guys can check it out.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Here's the thing, but I would love to see more and more Black women in daytime. That's
Yeah.
what I would love to see.
Okay. Absolutely. And that's awesome that you brought a male co-host on as well because, like you said, it's important to have perspectives and different perspectives, and being able to listen to different insight and not always being so one-sided. I think that's very important, and we have to do more listening. If you're always talking, you're not listening. So it's important for us to get each other's perspective and you know I can't you can't tell somebody else how they feel, how they see things, so it's important
Right,
to be able to share these
right.
different things, you know what I mean? So that's super dope. Another question, how, we talked about the year, how it started and all that stuff. What's your goals or plans for like the rest of the year? Like how do you want this year to go and what's next for your show?
Well, it hasn't been easy at all. I've been through my obstacles. I've been through my challenges. It has not been easy,
Mm-hmm.
but I always find a way to manage and get through. So I'm thankful by the grace of God, that my supporters, my fashion, I call them my fashion dolls,
Right.
my family and my friends. I don't know if my girlfriend Felicia is here. She always tunes in every episode, and then we call each other and we dish it or whatever. And I'm grateful to have people like that in my corner.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been easy. I've been battling with anxiety, and I'm gonna be open and transparent. It's not been easy. We don't talk a lot about mental health,
Yeah,
so
important.
we have to be open and transparent to that. So what my goal is for this year is to I would love to build my own network.
Nice.
My own network
Yes.
for filmmakers,
Absolutely.
creators, musicians, everybody to put their projects on,
Mm-hmm.
and unapologetically Black.
Absolutely.
And I won't do it in a way. That's why I kind of make. I know y'all caught those faces I was making when Maurice mentioned Tyler Perry, because I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, you're in a little hot water right now. I don't like what you did, that girl Monique. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
side eyeing you.
Yeah. No, I
So
get it.
yes,
But it's important.
if I do it, it's gonna be everybody Black gets a chance.
Absolutely.
Everybody Black is gonna get a chance, and everybody will be heard. And I'm not just gonna shoot a project with you, and then that's gonna be it. No, we're gonna work on this all the way. You're gonna have full access, season 1, season 2, whatever film projects. This platform is gonna be for that.
Yeah.
And of course, my talk show would be there, the centerfold as well too. So everybody would have a chance to shine, like Liz mentioned in the comments. So yeah, that's what I would do. Hi, Mel's Desserts.
Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Yes, I mean that's
all the way from the UK.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. What's up, y'all? Yes, I think that's great goals. That's some of my goals is to continue to give more opportunities and platforms for our voices, our actors, our writers, our talk show hosts. That's the thing that we really have to start locking in more on is the business side and the platforms. We have the voices, we have the writers, we have the artists, but we need to be able to put our work on bigger and better platforms, and sometimes that's going to take us to create the bigger and better platforms. You know what I'm saying? We can't always wait on Netflix and stuff like that. We need to create the next Netflix for Black entertainers and stuff like that. So I think that should be a goal for a lot of people in our industry, and I think we need to be getting together more often, early and often, to start creating more of these opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I might not be able to do it myself, you may not be able to do it yourself, but if people get together and put our resources and money together, next we have the next Netflix, or we have the next series that's killing it. And those things are all important. So like creating these opportunities is very important, and not waiting for somebody to say, okay, you can do your job now. Like, no, we're gonna go out here, we're gonna do our thing when we want it, how we want it, and we're gonna make it the biggest and the best. That's what it's really about.
On our own terms. Emerald Johnson says, "My brother Dream Boy."
What's up, my brother? What's up with you, man? Yeah, that's my brother from he's in Regrets, the villain. One of the few villains, like I call it. Shout out to my brother. He killed it, man. We definitely gonna be doing some more work, man. So shout out to that brother. Shout out to Jess, playing Keisha in the Recession. So season 2, that's coming next too. Appreciate you. I'll see y'all in the comments. This is lovely. Do I have any more questions? How did you feel about the Super Bowl performance? I've been hearing a lot of mixed emotions. Have you seen the Super Bowl performance with Dr. Dre and all that? No.
I love me some Mary J. Blige. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Okay. I love me some Mary J. Blige.
Nice.
That's my girl.
Yeah, we all love her.
My Life album got me through. So yes, I and Kendrick, I definitely was there for them.
That's what's up. Yeah. Well,
let me impersonate my Sheree Whitfield from Real Housewives of Atlanta. I like the beat, but
yeah. Okay. Wow.
All right. Y'all in it. Yes. I don't want to get too deep. I'm trying not to get too deep with my thoughts. I kind of touched briefly on this with my co-host Johnny.
Okay.
Just last week before, but it was back last month. We talked about the Super Bowl and my thoughts on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad you expressed it. Yeah. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of different opinions and thoughts, about it. So I always like to see other people's thoughts and stuff like that. But I'm just excited where the industry's going, for the music, and the film. I'm looking, to see more creators putting their work out there, telling our honest stories, making our stories raw. Um, I remember my brother Rick said, sometimes your stuff is too raw, but I think that's just kind of like my way of doing my thing. I don't know. I try to get the to the root of what I'm trying to do. Always trying to get to the root of something, and stories. It's like trying to get to the root of the problems. Why are we telling this story? Why are the actors doing what they're doing? Why did they go down this way? And why did you make a right turn as opposed to making a left turn? And just really get to the root of all of these things. So that's one of my greatest thing about storytelling is being able to um, develop these characters, and these stories, and try to tell them as honest as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
And yeah, we still have a lot of work to do in this industry when it
yeah,
comes to uh, black directors, black actors, actresses trying to succeed and just get a seat at the table. We still have a long way to go,
yeah,
and we're breaking down barriers slowly but surely. But we know how Hollywood
still
is
not enough.
programmed. We
Yeah,
still got a lot of
a lot
work
of work.
to do.
And that's why we got to create more tables because they can pull the plug whenever they decide they want to pull the plug. So it's like, okay, things are going in the right direction, but the minute they say, you know what, all right, we gave you a little bit of shine, that's enough for a while. Then it's like, all right, what are we going to do? So if you haven't created our own opportunities, if we haven't created our own table, then that's when the issues become even bigger. So in conjunction with partnering in the industry and wanting to be in this industry because this is our industry. You can't just. It's like that with the NFL. They're like, well, just create your own NFL. And it's like, yeah, you can do that, but this is also the thing, the top tier. You want to be in that world, but while you're in this world that's already created and it is what it is, we have to still be creating our own thing. I think outside of that. So play the game and make sure you're creating another game on the side, just in case things don't go as planned. That's how I move.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. So
All right, I think that was. You still get to ask as many questions as you want. Again, this is establishing dialogue with the guests, and then we're gonna take some questions from the audience as well too, because I'm pretty sure you guys have some questions for either myself or Maurice,
yeah.
and then we're gonna wrap up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. If you got some questions, let us know. I will say, did you watch King Richard? The Serena and the Williams sisters story with Will Smith. Did you watch that movie?
I've heard so many reviews about it,
Mm-hmm.
and congrats to Will Smith. Will
Yeah,
Smith won an award for that.
yeah,
I was somewhere I was reading that he won an award for
yeah.
that film,
Yeah, he
that
just
particular project.
yeah he just won an award.
So I didn't watch it. And the thing about it is I can't watch stuff like that when it's talking about the legacy of a family member passing on. For
Mm-hmm.
me, it's personal. For
Okay.
me, and oh my God, when it comes to family and family members passing away and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's real deep.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't get into it.
Okay.
But more power to Will Smith, 100%. He took the role, he nailed it,
Yeah,
and then he started getting all of these awards for it. So congratulations to him. And I think he won another award for this not too long ago.
yeah,
So again,
yeah,
congrats
yeah.
to
He's
him.
on his thing. It was a really good film. I went and saw it in the theaters, and he definitely embodied the character for what the research I've
Yes,
done
he
on his
did.
character and stuff like that. But it was done well, man. So it was good to see Will back in a nice role like that. So yeah, I just like I said, and just shout out to Will just for, like I said, giving a brother who did Bel Air an opportunity, man. I think our heavy hitters need to reach down and start bringing up a lot of the new voices up. It's important for them to create more opportunities for people that don't have
Say
them.
that say that one more time.
It's
Loud.
it's important for our heavyweights to create more opportunities for the new voices, the young people that's coming up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, obviously they're still trying to do their thing and create opportunities for themselves, man. But we're the next generation. Y'all have the power. Start using it. Start bringing us up. Start putting us in better opportunities, better platforms and stuff like that. you have it. Like, let's do it. The Will Smiths, the Denzel Washingtons, like all of that stuff. Like, y'all have the power. Start putting us on. All right. It's only so much we can do. We got to get in the game first. So y'all put us in the game. Watch what we gonna come and do. You know what I mean? Our generation is hungry. That's the great thing about our generation. We hungry and we willing to put in the work. So, we just need a little help. We gotta open up some of these doors. So, that was pretty dope for Will doing that.
Yes, and hire more Black writers.
Yeah.
Marco said you just answered my question. Mine's too. I kind of spoke about this just a little bit. Give up and coming, just like with the music industry. You've got rappers out here like Meek Mills. You got as I mentioned, Kendrick Lamar. You got all of them, and Kendrick does help out. We need other rappers to start stepping in and helping out up and coming artists out here, or singers, or songwriters out here as well too.
Yeah.
Give them a chance as well. You've got all of the success. You've made your way. Now it's time to pass the mic to the next generation and the next generation after that. Yeah. So give everybody a chance.
Yeah. I just saw your question mark. Yeah, I talk about that a lot. It's important. We got to, embrace the new actors, the new up and comers. Like you said, like the Kendrick Lamars and stuff like that. When it comes to music, they all need to have their own labels. They need to be putting on, the next generation of entertainers. It's just that simple. There's nothing else to really say about that. Is y'all in position? Start bringing us up. I don't know how else to say it. But
absolutely,
we seeing it
100%.
Yeah, we seeing it slowly and surely. People are doing their thing, but I think a lot of times, and I get it. Everybody's trying to figure their own thing out. Everybody's still trying to eat, but it's like if you've been in the game long enough, you've done enough. It's the next generation. It's the legacy. It's bigger than that.
Marcos has another question. He says, what do you say to the young actors coming up who are young influencers? Should they invest in acting classes and the traditional methods too?
Absolutely. I think that's the thing. You have to invest in yourself, and you have to develop your craft. And I think that is a art that sometimes gets lost, because you can just, you can go on YouTube, pull out your phone and act a monologue out, or, I can pick up a camera from Best Buy and shoot a film. And yeah, that's it's like a gift and a curse, because those are great things that we have more opportunities to be able to do that without the gatekeepers. But it's also an oversaturated market, and it is a lot of subpar work out there. And it's because a lot of people aren't doing the traditional methods and going to classes and taking traditional classes, or taking film classes, or reading up on this art form. Like, you have to work on your craft, because not only do we need our voices out there, we need good work out there. Not only do we need our work out there, but we need good work and better work, and we need to be making sure that we keeping up there, with the Joneses of the greats. Me, when it comes to my work, like I try to compare myself to, the Spike Lees, or the Ryan Coogler's. Like, I don't try to compete with the people around the corner. Right. I'm trying to compete with the greats, but to be able to do that, you have to develop your craft, and you always have to be studying. You always have to be working. So yeah, people need to be going to the acting classes and film classes. Acting classes might be $300, and people might be like, "Oh wow, I don't have the money." But it's the same people that got the new Jordans. It's the same people that's in the club, that's in the sections, buying out the bar. So it's no excuse to why you are not investing in yourself and developing your craft. So yeah, absolutely, people need to be doing that. That is not the only way. It's more than one way to learn. But if you can do it, why not? For one, it's great for networking. You're getting judged by your peers. You're learning from people that's really in the industry. I mean, there's really no negative to taking an acting class or taking a film class. But in conjunction with that, you can do a lot of learning on your own, as long as you're willing to, go through the steps.
All right. We've got one more question from Brian Pollock. He says, how do you feel reflecting years at when you envisioned your journey to where you are now?
What's up, Bry? That's a good brother right there. Came to my premiere. No regrets, man. Just a good brother, friend, and a filmmaker and actor. And it's funny, man, because I've been reflecting a lot just in my life in general lately. Just kind of like, growing up, we had this vision for our lives, and we see ourselves like being here or being there, and then you're either there or you're not, or you you surpass where you thought you would be, and all these other things. So I'm kind of like I'm in an interesting place in my life because I think I've accomplished a lot of things, but I have so much more room and so much more growth. Like I feel like I'm not even close to where I, really want to be and where I can take things. So, I'm definitely grateful for where I'm at, the relationships that I've built, the people that have come into my life and helped me out. And, it's just a beautiful journey. You learn all of those things that you've learned through the years and you've gone through has brought you to the place that you're at now. So a lot of things that's working or not working, is helping me push through to the next stage of my career. I feel like I'm about to hit part two in my journey, of like where I want to take things and the type of projects that I want to do and how I want to help more people out and be involved in more projects, and not just my own, because I write and direct my own projects all the time, but I definitely want to I also open up a service to be able to help other writers and
Yes.
filmmakers to be able to create their own projects. Like I'm working on a pilot in New York soon, another pilot in Delaware, helping out these other, you know, writers and stuff that needs their stories out there, as well as Brian that has a project coming out. And I think it's important to not only create opportunities for myself, but create opportunities for others as well. So yeah, I'm happy where I'm at, but I'm not. I'm grateful, but I'm not satisfied. I got a lot more work to do. You know.
All right. Yes, congratulations to that. I was just about to ask, before if we had any more questions, the last questions, what did you have coming up next? What were you working on next?
Yes. So I have season two of The Recession. If you haven't seen Recession season one, you can either go to YouTube, is on there, or you can go to Tubi. The whole season one is out. Really excited about that project. Because it's a story that keeps going. I'm used to doing films where you're starting a film and you're trying to get to the ending of the story. So, get into the series, it was a way as a writer to like, wow, I can really tap into different mindsets and characters, and I can extend backstories and all this other stuff that I never could do with film. So it's been fun, writing for a series. So I have season two. Shout out to Jessica, Keisha. We about to out in Atlanta right now, but we're gonna be getting season two going. So shout out to everybody that's been asking. The original season came out in 2019, and we started shooting season two in the beginning of 2020, and literally 2 weeks into production, COVID happened and shut everything down. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I mean, like we were filming. It was coming out amazing, and it just threw me for a loop. And I scaled back, and I really didn't know how the whole year was going to go. Didn't really know what to do. People was really scared to film, so I shut the project down. Then I ended up doing Regrets, which ended up being a blessing. And now I'm here, 2 years, 3 years later, about to do season two because I get so many DMs and inboxes like, I just seen it on Tubi. Where's season two? And I'm like, okay, people are invested in these characters and invested in
Yep.
the project. So I'm like, you know
Hmm.
what? Okay, it's coming, and I got my juices back to get this project going. So season two of The Recession is going to be a longer season. It's going to be a longer episode. And after that, I have The Devil in Red Wine, which is a thriller, which was a short film that I did. I'm turning that into a feature. So a lot of my short films that I've done, I'm turning them into full-fledged films. So those are my two, projects that I'll be working on in the near future. And as well as some pilots and stuff that I'm helping some other writers and other filmmakers do. But my two personal projects is The Recession and The Devil in Red Wine.
All right. MJ Images says, I'm trying to be on your editing team.
Oh, really? Always looking for editors. Definitely reach out. Reach out. Yeah. I'm always looking for just new people to build with and join the team. You know, I do a lot of stuff on my own. Just some is out of necessity, and sometimes I just love to do all the different things. But I know to be able to take things to the next level, need more help, need more people that see the big vision and wants to get their hands dirty. So, yeah, reach out and always use another editor. Just people in general that want to get involved, man. If behind the scenes, if you're a stylist, if you make music, if you're a composer, you do set design, if you do camera work, yeah, get in, man. It's gonna be a lot of great work that's gonna be going out for the next year. So definitely looking to expand on the team.
So I have
send
to
out the
stay
interview.
tuned.
Yes.
Do we have any more questions for myself or Maurice? This was such a great conversation, and I hope all of the actors, actresses in here, because there's so many that popped up. I seen Maurice Lochner, who's worked with Tyler Perry. I did an interview with him last Saturday. Yeah, we did an interview last Saturday. So make sure you guys check that one out. It is up right now. I see my girl Alexandria Monet. She was on the panel when we did the women's panel.
Nice.
Actress. She's in the Atlanta area. If you guys want to get in touch with her, it's all about networking on this platform here. So I try to connect people and put them together. So definitely.
Absolutely.
Any final thoughts before we conclude this interview? Maurice, what would be some of the advice that you would give to up and coming directors, actors, musicians that are looking to get into this industry?
First, it's not an easy industry. So that's one. I think if you're looking to get into this industry, you got to have thick skin. You got to be willing to go on a journey because there's no blueprint for this industry. Like I always say, if you want to be a doctor, you can go to school, you can go to med school, you can, do all these things. You can pretty much be a doctor. If you want to be a teacher, you can go to school, you can take your certs and you can pretty much become a teacher. Filmmaking, acting is not like that. There's no blueprint. Everybody has their own journey. My journey is going to be completely different than yours. I don't care if we travel down the same road. At some point, I'm going to have to make it right. You're going to have to make it left. So you have to be willing to go all the way. I think why, a lot of good things have been happening to me is just simply because I haven't quit yet. I'm still at it. I've been at this game, 10, 15 years, and I feel like I'm just getting started. So if you're willing to, like they say, overnight success takes 10 years. So, or more, So if y'all see me at the Oscars next year, I don't want nobody to say, yo, oh my God, he was an overnight success. Yeah, he's not an overnight success. I've been doing this for 10 plus years. And it only gets harder. The better you get, you attract a lot of energy, different energy, good and bad. And you have to navigate through a lot of stuff. You have to navigate through people that are not serious. You come across people that are really in it to win it, and some people that just, it's the thing to do, it's trendy. So I would say, if you really want to be in this industry, study your craft and be willing to take the bumps and bruises, because it's going to be, like they say, a journey, and it's going to be a lot to deal with. And it's a fun journey, though. It's fun. It's painful. It's headaches. It's heartache. It's all of that stuff. I've witnessed every emotion. I've had emotions of, not wanting to do it no more, wanting to quit, not, feeling like I should be here, or this, and any type of emotion you think you can have in this industry that I've felt, and I'm still plugging away. So if you're willing to go through the storms, if it means that much to you, just stick with it. And I promise you, you can't do great work for so long, and not make it. You can't. If you continue to get better, and you continue to just keep going, just keep moving forward, you're going to be all right. And understand that most people that start the race are just not going to finish. So if you start in this race in this industry with 20 people, if you just keep going, you're almost going to win by default, because most people are just not going to win. They're not just going to end the race. That's just the nature of it. So you can pretty much do a lot of great things just by keep going. So keep going.
Always. Slow and steady wins the race, and take your
Absolutely.
time. Let
Absolutely.
everyone know where they can follow you.
Yes. Y'all can follow me on dreamboyvision everything. dreamboyvision Instagram, dreamboyvision Twitter, dreamboyvision.com. You can find me on Facebook at Marty's Paramore. And just reach out, man. I'm always looking to build. I'm at Starbucks 2 or 3 days a week, writing, networking. So if anybody would just whatever want to get up with me in person in New Jersey or Philly or even New York, man, I just love meeting people face to face, man. I love being around people and talking industry, talking film, and just seeing what other people do. And I think it's important to, you know, connect a lot more than we do. It's I don't know. It's just different. It's just different, So I would advise, like I said, let's link up, let's build, let's create some more tables, and let's just see what we can do as a whole, because it's not enough if I just win or if you just win. I want to see everybody. I want to open the door. It's like, you crack the door and then everybody just bum rush the building. Like that's how I envision the industry. We just need one or two people to just crack open the door that has good intentions and wants to see others win, and watch how many new voices come and start really killing the game and telling our stories.
All right. And make sure you guys check out the recession on Tubi TV, which is out right now. Stay tuned. I'm pretty sure Maurice is going to give you guys updates on season 2. You guys heard about it previously in the beginning, a little bit in the interview. So make sure you guys go and support all Black film creators. And Maurice, we got a comment from Marcos. Marcos says, "Thank you for sharing your knowledge today, Maurice." Yes, we both dropped gems together on this industry, and it was so many Black singers like Liz, content creators, actors. Everybody came through in the audience today, so the audience is full. I hope you guys are following each other and mixing and mingle amongst yourself in the comments throughout the interview.
Yes, if y'all please follow me. I'm gonna follow everybody that's in this chat. And let's talk offline and continue to build. And if y'all don't mind, anybody that's watching, maybe just put like what area y'all from. That's always good to know, like what areas, because I don't be knowing where nobody's from. So yeah, put that in the chat.
Well, everyone knows I'm from South Carolina, so
nice.
That's nothing.
South Carolina, that's what's up.
Yes, if you're still in here, go ahead and do that real quick. Tomorrow we have actor George Lopez. He will be joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Not G, but J. There's two George Lopez's, not the comedian who had the show, but this is a different George. He'll be joining us tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in for that. And Friday, do y'all think y'all can walk like a model? We have model and actor Mr. Kenneth Michael Holly. He will be joining us Friday. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And then Saturday is an off day. And the next week we resume with some more amazing guests. Omar says, Maurice. Omar Bullock. Let me see some of these comments.
What's up? My brother, Mr. Miles from Regrets. My brother, man, amazing actor, man. Looking to do more work with you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Love you.
We got New York. We've got ATL. Fantastic interview. Thank you, Liz.
Awesome. Thank y'all for tuning in. New York in the building. I got to come up to New York soon too, man. So let's link up. ATL, I got to come back out there, and then you also got to come out here. We got to do some filming. Shout out to the ATL. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. NYC. Okay. Let's have a meet and greet. People that's out in the tri-state area. Let's do it. Let's start setting up these meetings as COVID starts to, decline a little bit. I'll definitely be a little more proactive with that, trying to set up some meet and greets and networking things so we can just start doing more. If not, this what the computer's for. This is how we can stay connected. Yep.
Yes.
That's what the internet's for.
Power of technology.
Absolutely.
Any more comments? Any more states? Where's everyone from? Before we wrap up, ladies and gentlemen, this was such an amazing conversation. Thank you for doing what you do. You're welcome, Marcos. Yeah, my platform here, I connect people and network. I'm all about networking and connecting people. We're all in the same field together. And that's the entertainment biz, you know, whether it's filmmaking, producing, or acting. All right, everyone. Let me see. Did I skip any comments? I hope I didn't skip any
Any
comments.
last comments and
I think I
questions?
just about got everything.
Yes, good. This was amazing, amazing. I had a great time. This was amazing. Actually, what I needed, man. You know, just dealing with a lot of stuff and about to start new projects, and like I said, it's not easy, and sometimes you get discouraged, and sometimes you're just trying to find yourself or find your voice. So you don't understand how important, how amazing this interview was for me. Just it was actually pretty therapeutic to be able to talk, film and just kind of like, you know, talk talk about some things that I'm dealing with. So thank you. This was like the perfect time. You have no idea.
You're welcome. Always. You all know that y'all welcome to come back into the dollhouse anytime here to promote your projects or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's why I give people the insight into my dollhouse. You know, you guys are welcome to come in and promote your projects and educate as well, because we need it in this business. You know, we see so many things, we hear so many things, but it's just like, okay, who do I go to? There's people out here who's been in the industry that can help you along the way.
Absolutely.
So yeah. And there's so much books and knowledge out here, as you mentioned in the beginning of the interview, that can help you out if you're looking to get into filmmaking, producing, or directing music videos, things like that.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. And like you said, share this information, man. I think a lot of times we want to hold the information in, and it's like, you just gotta put the information out there. We have to share it, man. Don't hold it. Don't hold it. Don't hoard the information. Share it. If I got it, I'm gonna put it out there. So yeah, let's do that. With that, Ash,
Absolutely.
shout out to Ash. Was in regrets. Shout out to all my peoples. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're just joining in, I see you all are coming in. Thank you all so much for coming to the Dollhouse with this amazing conversation and interview with writer, director, producer, Mr. Maurice Paramore. It was such a pleasure having you here. And you're welcome to come back, because I'm pretty sure you're going to be talking about the recession too when you return.
I need that as soon as I come back.
It'll probably be wrapped. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll definitely do this again. I'll have some more information on the project. Hopefully it'll be done. And yeah, I'll definitely love to come back and talk more. So thank you.
Always, always. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into this exclusive interview with Mr. Maurice Paramore. Thank you all for tuning in the comments. Special thanks to everyone for watching. We love you all, and we will see you guys tomorrow with George Lopez. And Friday, we're going to walk like a model with Kenneth Michael Holly. He is going to be here. So make sure you guys tune in for that. We love you all here at Style by Stevie, and you guys know you're welcome here to the Dollhouse anytime. Take care, everyone, and y'all have an amazing evening.
Peace out.